Right. Oh,
Recording's going.
is it? Okay. This is a mayor-manager meeting, but it's 8:33 and the manager's still logging in, I think, right?
Oh, no, I've been on for that whole
Oh, you have? Oh, you're
incident
not showing-
management system, incident command system meeting I jumped onto.
Okay.
No, but I'm here.
All right, so we have Nathaniel Sierra, Shawn Lewis, Dorothy Hargrove, Jade Truscott Reed, and Allison McKinney Brown for our mayor-manager meeting. It's 8:34 on April 28th. So, Shawn, we were talking about whether or not we had any directives from Arapahoe or Tri-County yet. Did it, what I sent you last night for Jeffco, we have nothing like that, right?
Not for the businesses. I did double check with the Tri-County website. We don't have that, but I did forward that to our community and economic development folks. So we're going to take a look at that and see if we can craft something for ourselves in case Tri-County doesn't produce something.
So has Tri-County come up with anything since the order that they put out that said that they would be giving more directive on Sunday? And I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, if they have, I haven't received it, and I haven't found it on the website either.
So do you have a meeting with them today?
I do.
Okay.
I'll be asking those questions for sure.
All right. Okie doke. Well, I am
Actually, I think that's the meeting that you and Nathaniel will be on as well, correct?
I teach.
Right?
Oh, okay. You teach during that
I
time?
teach it too, so I always miss the Tuesday ones. I make the Friday ones, but I can't make the Tuesday ones. So you need to speak up.
Will do.
And if it's small, you get to, right? Nathaniel, are you going to be on that one?
Yeah, I could be on there.
Great.
No, I'm not
Ask
sure.
lots of questions.
So real quick, Mayor and City Manager, I show that the recording is still not happening. It's just spinning. So is it recording or not?
I have a recording on my end and it looks to be recording.
Okay, cool.
I see it on my end too, but it doesn't mean anything.
It may just be my app that's just still spinning, but go ahead.
Jade-
Yeah, so go
Jade,
ahead. I just want to let you know that I'm without electricity in the neighborhood. We have about 170 homes out with Excel right now, which is, it's a free day for school now.
Oh, wow. Jade, can you make the screen bigger? Thank you. That's good.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it. All right. Well, we'll get started with May 4th. The study session, we have a pre-development agreement with SQB and a review of public comment and how that will work. On the regular session, we have a resolution to purchase vehicles from Telhar Motors, and then award of a contract to Vance Brothers for construction of the slurry seal, and a first reading of an IGA with CDOT to construct the Oxford pedestrian bridge. We also have a first reading of a wastewater plant gas recovery facility permanent easement. That's with Xcel Energy. And then we have second reading of subgrantee agreement with Arapahoe County for 2019 CDBG. I think that's probably 2020, but could be 19. It actually could be 19 though, Jay, double check me on that. And then the COVID-19 update, and then on consent, we have approval of a motion with Steeple Financial Services for the coming year. Any questions on those?
Is the second reading for the IGA, is that, or the subgrantee agreement? I can't remember what was that, and I don't have my notes. Was that?
I think it was 6-1.
6-1, okay. Because it was CDBG funds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not on that, so Jade, if you wanted to double check me on that too.
I will double check right now.
And then on May 11th, we have study session on preliminary 2021 through 2025 CIP, capital improvement projects. And then we'll also have a study session item for election of mayor / charter amendment process.
So,
And
well, Daniel, let me tell you on that one actually was not on our topics. And I feel badly that it got on there because it was Dave Cuesta and I have been talking about this, and we do have some information, but we never actually talked as a council about putting it on anything.
Yeah, but I think it is important for us to have it on there just because of the timing, if we want to get it onto the ballot for this November. So I know what you're saying in terms of not getting direction for all of council, but
Yeah, I think
maybe this coming Monday, we ask if people are okay bringing that up as part of the study session on the 11th, but.
yeah, it's going to mean outside counsel being paid a lot to put this together. I think maybe that's what we tell them on May 4th. And then also it's probably not the right timing for it unless we want to lock up our only at-large position. It probably should wait another 2 years.
Right.
I would add that it's a good opportunity just to talk about the process by which the charter could be amended for this topic or any other. So it's got, sort of a larger purpose aside from just that specific thing. Is that, Allison, is that something she's gone? No, there she is. Is that something you want to lead? Do you want me to help you with the council communication to help lead that discussion?
Can you and I talk about that after the meeting? I need to sort through a couple more details.
Perfect, will do.
All right, are we ready to move on to May 18th?
Yep.
So May 18th study session, we have body cams for police, our procurement policy discussion, which will include the topic of making sure that we have a best value kind of option in that. We'll let you know what the language that's already in there, and if you guys want to change that to beef that up, that's great. We have a lodger's sales tax increase. Remind me why we were putting lodger's sales tax. I thought we were ready to bring back the ordinance on that one.
We are not ready to bring back the ordinance on that one. That's for further discussion. And I need to remind everybody that when we do bring that ordinance back, that really starts our clock ticking. So we need to make sure all details are responded to it. So it's a continued discussion on the 18th.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then on the regular session, we have a motion to approve the pre-development agreement with SKB. And then we have a contract approval for water treatment plant risk and resiliency study. We'll have a first reading of a mutual aid agreement between Arapahoe County and Public Safety. And we have first reading of approval of intergovernmental agreement with CDOT for the reconstruction of the US 285 and South Broadway interchange. Second reading, tentatively, of public hearing on the South Platte Water Renewal Partners Gas Recovery Facility public permanent easement.
So,
and I'm assuming that is tentative because we might not be able to have that if we're not. I don't think we're planning on being reopened, are we, by May 18th for public council meetings?
I don't think so. We probably need to talk about this with council. If we do the first reading on the 4th, does that commit us to this? Wasn't that the first reading?
Yeah, it does commit us to, if there's going to be a public hearing, we have a process within the charter about reading an ordinance, having a public hearing, if it's administrative public hearing, and then having a second reading.
How quickly does this thing need to be approved, Shawn?
Well, you know what? I need to check with Littleton because Littleton and us were coordinating that approval so that it would be within a week of each other. And I don't know how they're handling public hearings, but I haven't heard anything from Mark that they're delaying, but let me check in with them.
Does this require a public hearing? Forgive my confusion.
Yeah, that's a good.
I don't know the answer to that.
Aren't we just talking about an easement?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure why public hearing is on it. I'm being quiet because there may be some weird specific thing to this particular easement This has been work, Dugan and the wastewater team have been working on this for a couple months, and I haven't taken a specific role with it. So I'll ask him if there's anything different, but typically, no, we don't do public hearings on either. I mean, there's nothing to say about it.
Yeah, I think both of those those second readings don't require a public hearing, but we will definitely double check. Thank you, Allison.
Great. Then we'll have the approval of the IGA with CDOT to, oh, well, I already finished that, didn't I? The IGA with CDOT to construct the Oxford Ped Bridge, and then COVID-19 update. Any other questions on May 18th?
Nope.
Moving on to May 26th. This is going to be a Tuesday meeting because I believe of the Memorial Day holiday. We will have April 2020 financial review, which that one should be a painful one. We'll have a city council budget workshop, and that will be all departments. And then police oversight board discussion, homelessness study update, update on Title 16, community outreach, and RFP responses. And then, of course, a COVID-19 update.
I think that the Title 16, they wanted to move to the first meeting in June. We got a message from community development yesterday, so that one should move down.
That is correct. I apologize for that.
No, Zena. And I would also suggest that if we're spending 3 hours on departmental budget, we might want to reconsider moving some of the other topics to another night. That's a big lift.
Yeah, I agree with that. I noticed that right away.
Yeah, I thought we were just going to do that one on the nights of, I thought it was just going to be a workshop and that's it.
Right.
Would you prefer for those to be moved to the June 8th?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, Jade, so did we move the budget workshop from the 11th? I guess I should have looked at it.
Yes, it did get moved from the May 11th
Okay.
to May 26th.
So that's the start of it. The budget workshop is starting on the 26th.
Yes. And Dorothy, did I see an email from Maria Sabata last night that we aren't having CIP on the 11th either? That we had, or is that still scheduled for the 11th?
The latest I heard is the 11th, but I can double check today with Maria Sabata.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
I think it's on the 11th and we just moved the departmental stuff down to the 26th.
Gotcha.
So the
Thank you.
budget workshop got moved. And I would assume that's partly because we don't have enough data for what's currently going on. Is that correct?
It will let us, yes, have better information if we can have the firm May financials in there accounted for. Excuse me, the April financials, and start if we can see a trend, which actually, because March was actually above our estimate, I don't know if we're going to have a trend, but I would like to know what April looks like before we get into the budget discussions myself.
Yeah.
And if we can clarify what the capital expenditures, given everything else, what the priorities would be, that sets up the operational plan with a little more detail. So,
And that is making its way through planning and zoning at this point and water, sewer. Okay.
Are we happy to keep the April financial review on May 26th, or would you like that moved to June 8th as well?
I think they have to be on, it has to be on the 28th, right? 26th, 28th.
I think it goes well with the departmental budget discussions.
Perfect.
Yeah, and we'll get that, I'm sure, a few days
26th,
the
isn't
week
it?
before. Yeah, it is on the 26th. I think that'll be. All right, are we ready to move on to June 1st?
I was just going to say, regarding the 26th, the financial review, I know we only have it for 10 minutes. And I think the way that you open that statement is that you expect it to be, Shawn, just a lot of conversation regarding the financial review, don't you think? I guess
Yes.
it's just semantics, but.
No, you're correct. I mean, this is the one that if we're gonna have a real hit, it's gonna be this one, I think.
Right.
Could be May too, depending on how that shakes out, but. All right, well, moving on to June 1st, we have the community meeting, which will be to celebrate the 100th birthday of the Inglewood Library. And so we might need to move the policy discussion on emergency aid to other agencies, right?
Well, wait a minute. We're not going to do a celebration on the 1st, are we? Like a big thing with people?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. Not with the Safer at Home.
Yeah. And you're probably
move it
right.
Down to where we've held all of our other postponed items.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I can't even imagine that they're going to allow for anything over 50.
Mm-hmm. Which we might be lucky to get 50 people there. I'm not sure. I do know that our communications department's been in contact with Tri-Cities, Tri-County this week, yesterday, to talk to them about the fact that we have, these concerts and that they're outdoors and we could maintain social distancing with that. So maybe we can try to get creative with that, but you're probably right. If the limitation does remain, at a small number, we need to probably reschedule that.
Well, yeah, library, you want to have them probably in the library too, right? So, I mean, maybe our library will be open then, but you're not going to be open with lots of throngs of people that you want going in there. You'll have to shut down and do a complete clean probably on June 1 still, I would imagine, but I am not the predictor of this.
Well, it's probably a pretty good guess. All right, so moving down to June 8th. Well, actually on June 1st, on the regular session, we'll have the demo permit discussion. And then June 8th, study session, we have Downtown Matters and DDA, an update on Title 16, community outreach, police oversight board, homelessness study, and board and commission interviews. And then that's about it. We have June 15th, we have first reading of a DDA election ordinance. Yeah. Any questions?
I'm just looking at the topics to see if we've covered anything that's urgent.
I did want to circle around and say that in our draft minutes, we show the CDBG funds as 7-0. Would you like that put on consent?
Yep.
Thank you. Mayor, if you're ready to move on to council requests for last night,
Yes, I'm sorry I didn't get my one written off to you.
Oh, you're fine. Anytime's fine.
Internet. Well, I have internet. I keep forgetting that you can have internet without electricity.
Yeah, but I'm surprised you have a computer.
What's my laptop?
Oh.
It's running on a battery.
Nice. Well, on the council requests, we've got I got the one about the 4th of July, just a current status update on the different options we're looking at for the 4th of July. And then we also have, I'll talk to Rita about her questions about Swedish. I know Councilmember Stone had a similar request on some concerns about Swedish personnel policies. And
it's actually contractors at Swedish is what it is. Because the situation he's talking about is someone who's on a contract with a company that Swedish then uses, and it's up to that company. That company is the one that's enforcing the rules.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just going to say, I didn't get a response back to my question from that. And I don't know that I would get a response on the ER-ICU, but I can certainly ask the question. I don't think that would be a council request though, since it's not, well, I'll talk to her about that.
Well, I guess I mean, it would be good for us to know what their protocols are if Just sounds really bizarre, doesn't it? I mean, you wander into a hospital and you go up to the 3rd floor without, but just the whole thing from what we had talked about with Richard Hammond and how they had set everything up in such a controlled way. It doesn't sound at all like what he's described to us.
Yeah, well, I'll have to ask the question. And then I thought we could do a council request on the 72-year-old, not the person that she said she ran into, but just a general council request on food, benevolence funds or, food pantries that different organizations have throughout the community. So I think that would actually be informative for many of us, if that's all right.
Yes, and I'm sorry, I wasn't even thinking of Sergeant McGrath's resource list. In my head was the Facebook post that I saw from Change the Trend with a big picture of vegetables and canned goods sitting out that they were giving away to people. So maybe they've depleted their supply too. So it'd be good to find out if they're still offering that service.
Sure. Okay, and then your question, I think it was yours, Mayor, the unemployment rate for Inglewood.
Yeah. Is there a way
Okay.
to find that out?
Yeah, we can definitely ask. It's possible the SBDC could get us that more quickly than anyone. So we'll start there, but we'll get that.
Okay.
And then I don't think there was a council request on the personal email topic, was there?
No.
Okay. So that's all I had.
I think that's all I had too. Nathaniel, do you have anything?
No, nothing else for me.
Anybody else? If not, the time is 8:55 and the manager meeting is over.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you. Take care.